If success was a person, this guy would resemble exactly what it is. As you can see, he was destined for greater things. He was always holding seminars in Sentin until he got arrested on the 31st of October 2021. The guy, after he got arrested, of course, his story was very long. Let's start from the beginning. The guy was born in the township of Umlazi. His parents was very, very well off. They were teachers, both of them. As you can see, he was resembling a very, very good picture of success as he went by. Now, taking you back, right? All these interviews that he used to hold on TV and everything, I want to take you back to his story. Now, listen to this. He was born in the township of Umlazi in KZN. This township is full of crime and everything, but he was born there. After a while, he realized that he was meant for greater things. He started hustling. He started going to school where he attended college. He was now starting to realize that life is about greater things, but he didn't have the money for greater things. Money was there, he could see the money, but he couldn't attain it, he couldn't reach it. Now, he started to have bigger dreams while at the university where he was studying. When other kids were playing soccer, he was destined for greater things. He started selling muffins to his school mates. That's where he was starting to see growth of money through selling muffins. Remember, muffins were a small margin of profits, but he was hyping them up to his school kids, fellow school colleagues. He was making a bunch of money. It was not enough to cover his ego, even though he was outsourcing good material. He was selling good muffins to his fellow school kids. He was great at selling muffins, but he saw his greater picture other than selling muffins. Now, the thing about selling muffins is that you will never reach your full potential. Doesn't matter how much you scale it. Now, he started to now dive into something else because selling muffins was not really making him good profits. He started selling clothes at the young age of about 2021. Selling clothes was making good profits, but not as much as he wanted it to be. Selling clothes is nothing. It's nothing new. It's nothing that a lot of people haven't tried. They've tried it before, but the man was just not enough for his ego. Now he started dwelling into something else called forex trading. At this point, sandile shezi was a brand. He even got married. At this point, there was no way he could go back. He started holding TV interviews. Everything was just beautiful as it was. He even started teaching, having those seminars all around South Africa. But the thing is, he wanted more. He wanted more than just that. At this point, his schoolmates from the university where he was learning were graduating. They were completing their degrees. He was in the city enjoying life. Meanwhile, his friends wanted to be like him. He started trading forex for himself so he can build his name, so he can make his money, so that he can be able to reach that lifestyle that he wanted to reach. But at this point, I believed it was not enough. Trading forex, it's the most difficult thing ever. It needs time. He couldn't go back to selling muffins, so he needed to make it work. Trading forex has a lot of money. You can make a lot of money trading forex. But the thing is, do you have the skill? Do you have the skill to trade the financial markets and be able to make money from it? There's risk, but also there's reward. There's no other way. You want to live a lavish lifestyle, you want to travel the world, you have to make it work. You have to make it work. There's no other way. He started dwelling much into the charts, started learning the charts, started to understand what's happening. This is way before he started holding interviews. The charts were making sense to him. Now he started making profits. He claims he was making around 100,000 rands a month. This is where he quitted school. He was in his third year. He was making way more money than his lectures. He wanted to see the kind of life that he always dreamed about. Quitting school was just the easiest option. All the money that his parents gave him for the third year, he would put it into forex so he could drive his dream cars, which he did. He did. He was living the part. He had all the money. He was making way more money than his parents. At this point, he even started traveling the world and he made a partner. This partner who lived in the city, who was driving luxury cars, he knew everything about forex. This partner, they started Global Forex Institute together, started holding seminars, teaching people together. Of course, Sandile Shezi was the face of everything, but the partner took him to places where the office picture started coming into place. They had three offices, one in Durban, one in Cape Town, and one in Johannesburg. They were teaching people week in, week out. They were driving luxury cars. They were living the part. The guy was just on up on his high horse. At this point, his name was way bigger than him. He was enjoying life as it should. Everything was just going well. GFI was now becoming a brand that was going to change everything. That brand became an iconic name, together with the name sandile Shezi. They were teaching forex. They were living the lifestyle. Sandile Shezi is an iconic name. He started living a life of private jets. The picture was complete. He was making all the money in the world. He was traveling the world. He had all the friends. He had a business partner. He had offices. He had achieved everything he ever wished for. The problem started to be he started taking investments. He started taking investments. He took 600,000 from his friend in a form of investments, buying shares. He also took money from a school's principal who retired from the education system. Now, he gave them dividends from month to month, but the time he couldn't give them the dividends, they would, of course, start to threaten him with courts. This is a point where you live a lavish lifestyle, but your investors are not. Of course, you are going to have a big problem. They started taking him to courts. They wanted their money back. He was portraying a life of success. Meanwhile, they are not seeing the return of their investments. This, of course, he claims it started to be like that after his downfall in 2020. He blamed COVID 19. Of course, that's a facade because remember, he's the only one who knows what's really happening in the business. His success was a picture of how people wanted to be living. Of course, police came knocking. He got arrested. His arrest happened on the 31st of October 2021. He's not the only one who got arrested. Together with his wife, they got bail. They are now going and attending the case. I will give you guys updates. This is now the end of the video. See you on the next one.